Hey there, welcome to Matt's Garage. So today I'm working on my 1990 Lincoln Town Car. I'm going to be replacing the fan motor on the heater air conditioner. So I've got a new Motorcraft unit here. It's actually one I got used, but it's never been installed. It's a Motorcraft unit, and it looks like I've got everything here to make it work, and it looks like it should fit. So we'll get into it and see. It's actually for a bit different application, but I'm pretty sure it's the same part. And I've got some basic tools here. Should be all I need. We're going to start with disconnecting the negative battery cable, because that's just always a good idea when you're doing electrical work. Although it's probably not necessary just for that little plug, but I'm also going to be doing some other work to the car, so it's what I'm doing. It's optional, I'd say. Well, okay, it was a 1/2 inch or 13 millimeter on the battery terminal clamp, and now we're moving right along. So first of all, these are 8 millimeters. I'm just going to undo this one that holds the wire so that we have a little more room to work, and then we'll get it unplugged straight away here. There's a clasp over here you just kind of pull back on, backing up. You don't want to pry up too much on these kind of tabs, or they do tend to break. You want to make sure the rest of the plug is not what's holding it up. And sometimes if you just get your channel locks on here, you can just pull it apart. Just hold it really good, and there we go. See the kind of plug on top you're talking about, and then it fits over a bump like that. So even if it's not clear of that, once it starts climbing on it, you can just pull and it will come off. You see I didn't damage anything with the channel locks. Looks like somebody's changed this before. It's got some dielectric grease in there. Okay, and then there's a vent tube down here. So we'll take that out. So I'm just going to use a ratchet and a deep socket, 8 millimeter deep socket, to get at these ones that I can't reach with my nut driver. Now, because of these little brackets and stuff, it's actually a good idea just to snap a picture with your phone or whatever before you get started here. And then if you're confused on the reassembly, you can just reference back. So another little bracket down in that corner, just pay attention to that. These are probably to clip wires to, and maybe it's for an option this car doesn't have or something. There's probably supposed to be a wire running up there. This car is not loaded up, so I'm just going to use a little 8 millimeter wrench to get down on this corner here. There's another fastener. You could use a short socket on your ratchet as well. And 5/16 and 8 millimeter are the same size, so if you don't have a metric set, you can use 5/16 to do this job as well. And there we go. Just be careful not to drop that one down there, because that would be easy to do working down the nut hole. Just kind of snag it between your two fingers. Now we should be able to pull the whole assembly out. There is a fan blade in here, so you can't just pull it straight up. Kind of got to go on an angle and spin it, and that's why they have a flat spot in the housing. Unclip that wire there. Well, it's kind of looking like you have to drop the fender liner down a bit here. I think that's what it is. There's a fastener right here, and I bet you if I just take that fastener out, I can kind of push down on the liner, because it's just about coming out. I have replaced one of these before, but it's been a while. And there we go. That's the 8 millimeter fastener just right here in the fender well. I would have shown you, but it's pretty simple, pretty easy to see there. It's not hidden at all. So just take that out. Oh yeah, you can see now there's a lot of room. That pushes right down now. Just keep pushing down on that liner. And there we go, we have our fan out. Now this blade's got to obviously change over to the other motor, so you got to pull that clip off. I'm just going to confirm that the other motor actually fits in the hole first. So you can see we have our vent tube there and everything. All that's right, and it's just this flat spot doesn't look quite the same, so we want to have a look here. Okay, so you can see it's not an exact matchup, but I've been known to make parts like this work before, so let's see if we can get it plugged in. I know the vent tube's going to work if I put it right here so that it goes in that hole, not a problem. So it's mostly just getting it powered up, which I can see the plug's different, but it did come with the pigtail harness, so I should be able to work this out. I re-drill these holes for mounting it, and it came with a seal and everything, so see, you can see it came with this adapter harness. Actually plugs right in here, just like that. There's a clip to clip it up and keep it out of the way, and then this reach around and plug into our new motor, which the plug's going to be clocked over to the back, so it's nice that we have a bit of cord because it's going to orientate in there something like that. Okay, we're going to plug this in and have a see here. We'll just test it before we go modifying it to install it in here. Okay, it's running nicely on high speed there. I don't know if you can hear that. So now I'm just going to go drop the speed and see if it responds. And yeah, it's running much slower now. So we'll see if we can get this mounted up. Looks like it's going to work. Okay guys, I've worked my magic here and got that fitting. Not very pretty down there, but nobody sees it. And I've adjusted the holes accordingly. And now I just got to make sure I put my seal on before I put my fan blade on, because it's actually, this hole is too small for the fan blade to fit through. So make sure you get that step right and stick that on there. And we're going to put that in there. Lastly, I will have to take a piece of hose and connect in here and extend this vent, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal. It did come with a new clip there for the transferring over the fan blade. You can see there's an adhesive on here. You want to have pretty clean hands when you do this. Okay, you can see I gone ahead and just let it kind of hang out. I folded it back over there because there's actually a little gap here. And I want to make sure that the seal is fully covering that gap. So now all that's left is to insert our fan blade on here. So I'm going to show you getting the old one off. These clips can be a pain, but since we have a new one, we'll just grab it with needle nose. Okay, we'll try our channel locks. Anyways, essentially that's what you want to do, is just break the clip and not wreck the fan blade. And then see if you can get the fan blade off. If you can't, just hold it and tap that, like hold the blade and then tap that through, because that's the junk part anyway. So that's what I'll do off camera here. There we go, victory. I got it off in one piece. You can see all the goop that's on the back side there, so I'm just going to take a shop towel, wipe that clean. Maybe don't do it over your engine. Then you can see there's a flat spot in the shaft and a corresponding flat spot in the fan blade, so you just line those up and it should slide down into place. And then you just put your clip on. It's literally just a pressure fit. It's like a springed clip, so you just slide it down firmly on there and make sure that the blade seat it and the clip seat it, and that's all you got to do. Then you just jam it in there. There we go. She's in there. We get those alignment pins in. There we go. So now we get the screws in. like that. And then that'll clip in there. Okay, so now we just gotta hook up the vent tube. I gotta lengthen that up is all. Okay guys, that was pretty easy. I just found a bigger piece of hose, not sure what it was off of, but this fit inside of it perfectly and nice and snug, so I don't need to glue it or anything. It's, you know, it's a good overlap in there, and it extends the length of it. So I'm just going to put it into the motor side first. And you just got to scrunch that end up in there until the lip hooks. Work your way around it and you'll feel it seating in. And when it's in, you should be able to give it a nice little tug and it won't come back out. And then you just slip the other end on just like that. And boom, we're done. Now I'm just going to connect the battery back up here, and then we'll go inside the car and test it out and see if it blows smoothly and the speed changes and all that good stuff. Okay guys, we're just inside the luxury liner here, and we'll just key it on. Takes a second for the fan to engage. There, I can hear it starting. It's just on low. I don't know if you can hear that, so. I'm sure you can hear that now. That's on high and it's blowing nice and strong there. Here's a final look at the installation. So make sure you don't forget to clip any wires back on that you move out of your way, and then put that bolt back in to hold the fender liner up. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks a lot for watching Matt's Garage. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And have yourself a great day.